Hey Fit Fam, and welcome back to Fit Tips 2018. I'm Holly Pinkham, a personal trainer and nutrition coach, and this is Fit Tip number 23 for a healthier new year. If you've ever set out on the new year with resolutions to lose weight or to build more muscle or something like that, it's highly likely that you got to the end of that year and found that you hadn't kept that resolution. That's why Fit Tip number 23 is to set fitness goals. In this video, I'm going to talk more specifically about what types of goals can help you improve your fitness and health. By now, you've probably heard how important it is to set goals for anything, whether it's fitness or finances or work, anything like that. So the same is true, of course, for fitness, weight loss, health, anything related to that physical realm. So why do you need to set goals? If you don't set a goal for wherever you want to be, it's hard to measure how you're getting there. If you don't know exactly what success looks like, then even if you hit success, you're not really going to know it. And if you don't have kind of that intrinsic motivation to keep you going and see that you are hitting your goals and doing a good job, then you're going to have a lot less motivation to stick with them. So it's really important to set for yourself specific attainable goals so that you know what you're shooting for, and then you can say when you've reached it, which is gonna keep you going. I know that's the case for me. Anytime I've started to see success, whether I was lifting a heavier weight or dropping a couple pounds on the scale, then suddenly all of that hard work, that time in the gym, those dieting efforts, all of that work that you're putting in suddenly seems worth it because you see that it's paying off. If you don't see it's paying off, it's really hard to stick with it. And that's why so many people fall off the wagon of New Year's resolutions. So it's really important to set yourself a goal, and it's important to set a variety of goals and ones that aren't so massive that they're going to overwhelm you. I would suggest setting a lot of small little goals along the way. So maybe your ultimate goal is, say, lose 30 pounds this year. Well, if that's all you have, even 2-3 pounds on the scale is just gonna feel kind of depressing. Like, it's not that much unless you're hitting it really quickly. So if you're not seeing progress, it's easy to get discouraged. Maybe you have things like you want to fit into a dress that you used to wear one size ago, but now maybe after the holidays, you don't quite fit into it anymore. So maybe that's your first goal, is just to get comfortably back into that dress. And then maybe your next goal is lose 8 pounds. And give it a time, something like 8 pounds within the next 2 months. That's so doable. If you say 8 pounds in 1 month, while that's doable, it takes really hard diet and working out to do that. And a lot of people, if you're just starting out, it's tough to make that happen unless you're being super strict. And then that can often lead to binging or falling off the wagon because it's just too hard. So you want to stick with some smaller goals, like 1 pound a week. So in the next 2 months, I'm going to lose 8 pounds. Then when you hit that, you're going to feel really successful and be motivated to keep going to those next 30 pounds. So along the way, you just keep setting these little attainable goals that you can track and see how you're succeeding. But an even better fitness tip that I have for you is to set goals that are fitness related, but aren't necessarily weight related. Especially for women. This probably pertains to men as well. And guys, if you're watching, please leave comments below to let us know how you feel on this topic. But at least for women, weight is kind of this constant thing in our head, being skinny enough, fitting into certain clothes, looking a certain way. And that can get really discouraging and hard because we're much more than our weight and what we look like in a dress or a certain pair of pants, but we can get so obsessed on that, and it can all be about that. But those kind of goals sometimes are just not motivating, they're not fun, they just feel like work. And if it always feels like work, again, you're not going to want to stick with it. So one of my favorite things to do is to set goals that don't really have to do with weight. So that might be, instead of losing weight, maybe that's lifting a certain amount of weight in the gym. For me, it's fun to try and push a little bit heavier with the weights. And if 1 week I'm doing shoulder raises with a 7.5 pound weight, then maybe in a week or two, I want to be lifting 10-pound weights and seeing how that goes. And over time, as you see that you can lift heavier weights with the same good form, then you feel strong and you feel confident. And it makes you feel a lot better. Even if you're not necessarily seeing huge changes in your weight, you know that you're getting stronger, and that feels really good. That's why my company is called Renewal Fitness Coaching, and why the terms and slogans that I tend to use are things like renew your strength, renew your mind, renew your life. And a lot of it is about getting stronger mentally, physically, spiritually, because strength is this really good feeling, and it's this sense of accomplishment that you get when you realize you can push harder, you can run longer, you can lift a heavier weight, and you see that you're making progress and you're changing your body. Even if maybe the scale doesn't say what you want it to say, you know that you're getting better and you're accomplishing something. A fitness related goal might be something like lifting a heavier weight. It might be running a mile at all, or it might be running a mile within a certain amount of time, depending on your fitness level. So maybe if you can't even run a mile right now, the goal is just to work your way up to being able to run a mile. That means when you get into the gym, you'll be motivated to push yourself because you want to get better at running and at achieving a certain distance. So you're not going to be so focused on just keep running so I burn calories. You're focused on I want to run more and walk less so that I can run a mile for the first time in my life, or for the first time since junior high or whatever. Or it might be, swimming half a mile or a quarter mile without stopping. It doesn't have to be necessarily in the gym. It could be a certain hike that has always seemed too hard for you. Or it could be small as something like being able to do a box jump. For some of my clients, doing a box jump is really scary. There's just something intimidating about that, knowing you could fall or you could hurt yourself or you could not make it, whatever. And when you're focused on jumping out of a box, you're not really thinking about what your muscles feel like or how tired you are. It's this fun thing to accomplish. It's almost like, maybe this is a little extreme, but it's almost like being on a playground again. At least for me, that's kind of how it feels. It feels more like play. It feels like learning how to teach your body to do a certain skill. And when you're doing that, it's distracting, it's fun. You're not thinking about the pain, you're thinking about being able to get your body to do something it didn't used to be able to do. And that, that could take the form of a dance class or something that's just really fun for you. It could be something you've been scared to do or embarrassed to do, and just going out and trying it and accomplishing it. So I really encourage you this year to set fitness goals, and those could be weight related, but I would suggest something that's not focused on weight or not focused on a certain measurement or a certain body fat percentage, although those are excellent goals to have. But I would also try setting a goal that's a little bit more fun, a little bit more exciting, that's going to be more of a challenge to your body, and it's going to get you moving, but less distracted by what you look like and more focused on what your body is capable of accomplishing. And that is going to help to renew your strength and to renew your motivation. Eventually, that's going to affect the way that you look, the way that you feel, the way that you carry yourself. And it's really going to help you feel like you accomplished something this year. So leave a comment down below and let me know what your goal is going to be. I would love to hear what you're reaching for this year. And I will see you in the next Fit Tip video, hoping to inspire you to renew your strength and renew your life.